Conference season has begun. You know, welcome to it, because it doesn't matter what your record is. A hard fall by William & Mary for sure tonight, and this is the way it's going to be. So, you know, I'll start off with that for sure.
Coach, obviously Thursday night was a little different. Obviously Norfolk State was a different part of the conference, and the team maybe played a little bit of a better game, would you say, in that one than it did against this one? I was William & Mary just kind of for it.
No, I think defensively we played an excellent game. Probably one of you know, I wouldn't say our best one, but definitely that's what held us in the game the whole first half, and because we were not shooting the ball well. You know, we've been shooting the ball well the last few games. Our confidence has been high, and you know, and we didn't, but it didn't let them affect them. You know, I was looking at their faces and their body language, and they were just dealing with it. It wasn't pretty, but we have to deal with it, and that's how you win games. So you know, you can't. It doesn't matter what you did in non-conference now. I mean, a conference season is just a different animal. It's a different animal. It's hard to explain. You got to experience it.
Andreana now flirting with that triple-double today in points, rebounds, and assists, and also picking up a few steals. When William & Mary is bringing those different zones, giving you those different looks in the second half, how did you break things down? How did you break down their defense and figure out what you had to do?
Well, my coaches give me a lot of confidence, and they tell me to keep pushing the ball and keep attacking it. And whatever they give you, that's what you have. And the way they were playing Tay made it really difficult for me tonight to get the ball into her. But I had great teammates who were open on the wings and stuff. So being able to attack different zones, it's kind of fun doing it, because after playing in like one defensive set, after breaking it, I get down on myself sometimes, and I have great teammates that always pick me up. So that's how I like it. I actually like it.
Well, and she calls a lot of calls too. We'll be looking at each other, and she's like, "Or you know, coach, with this, we can break it right here. I can do this, even for, you know." So you know, she has a lot of that freedom. You know, sometimes we have to, when I need something specifically, you know, but generally she has a lot of freedom, you know, to see, and they made it tough for us, and we knew they were. We knew they were going to put the house on Tay, and you know, hit a few of those shots early. We probably had a little breathing room earlier, and that's the way it bounces sometimes. So, but yeah, she does a good job of reading defense. That's one thing she has an edge over, you know, a lot of point guards I've had.
Shante, 11 points today. That much closer to built-on record. I think it's 21 away from tying it. That you know, the reality sets in that you're that close to getting it. It could be next game. It could be a couple more games. That's something that's ever on your mind, especially when the team is back.
It's not on my mind, meaning it's 21 points in 21 games, so I'm eventually get it. So no, that's not on my mind.
We'd like for it to be over.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Yeah, 1 point a game for the next 20. might commit me to a home if that happens. Oh, go ahead, Tay, you have the floor.
I mean, it's always been my goal to lead this school as leading scorer and rebounder. So when I get it, I'll be happy. But right now, you know, at the pace, you know, triple team, double team with William & Mary, which is nothing new. It's my 4th year dealing with it. And like this game, my teammates step up, and they did.
And now Candace, Shante, 4 years against William & Mary. You've seen Emily Carell every single year. How have you seen her game evolve, and what have you guys been doing against William & Mary, knowing it's a close game every time? How do you lead your teammates in that manner?
Going to game, you know, come and playing William & Mary, you stand out, you know, you look at 30, and then you look at 5 with your main scorers. Emily, it's our 4th year playing against each other. She's long, and she uses her whole width, you know, to post up, so that's definitely a challenge. And then number 30 can just shoot the heck out of the ball. So, you know, going in the game plan was to stop those two.
I mean, she gets better and better every year, just like all of us do. So, it's always a challenge with. I'm sorry. Tay, you got it. Playing William & Mary, it's always a close game. What was it last year? 99 to 100.
97 to 100.
97 to 100.
Big difference.
Yeah, just like we get better every year, those players get better every year. It's always a challenge.
Coach, take me through your mindset with Amma, because you were on the court yelling at the refs for that flagrant foul. Did you see a push in the back?
I mean, the girl just was aggressively, not controlling her body and just, you know, kind of ambushed her. I didn't see a swing, but, you know, there were some hard fouls early. That was their tone, you know, to set those, you know, and that, you know, you can get these guys ready all the time. You know, after the game I was telling Dre, it was like, what else can I say to tell you to be ready for the pushes? I mean, we played so many non-conference teams that really pushed us, that really, you know, put a hurting on us, that we had to learn how to play through, and we've gotten tougher in practice and using the pad for everything. So I just think, you know, you're glad you got a win, and this can speak volumes more than me just keep saying it, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, they were hard fouls. They're going to set a tone that they're not intimidated by us, and, you know, those are the things that we have to know how to play through, and I thought we did. We're going to execute a little bit better down the stretch. We got a little stagnant even down to the last play after the timeout, and, you know, we have been in tight games early, you know, and then had a run, you know, without that. But, you know, they fouled us hard. They were playing hard. I wanted them to. We had to keep our cool too when that was happening. I mean, so.
Because it seemed like though that after that play, after the timeout,
yeah,
it lit a fire in the team because Andy hit 2 threes,
yep.
and then the rest of the team was all up and ready to go. What did you say in the huddle?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Andy's my emotional player that I have to, you know. I always say if Tay, you know, Tay is definitely a lot calmer than me. I was a little bit more emotional when I played, and you know, I guess that's good for her because she could put a hurting on people if she was more emotional. But Andy does have that emotional, you know, drives that emotional bus, and she gets motivated and, you know, wants to protect her teammates, and these guys know that I want to protect them too, and so, you know, it rallied us. We gotten, you know, the little things in the game, you know, sometimes rally us, but we also were talking every one of those timeouts before that though, like these next 4 minutes, this is our time to separate, and you know, and we did separate, and then we let them creep right back in, which, you know, we've got to get better, you know, get better at that. That'll be a good film to see. I mean, we separated. That was actually what I'd said to them before we got to that point was let's separate. I think it was the 8-minute media. I said, okay, by the time we get back to that 4-minute media, we're going to separate, and we did do that. And then there's some bad luck there, and a couple missed assignments here and there, and so, you know. All I can say is that I knew this was going to be a battle today. I knew, and I love the fact that they never believed they couldn't win today. I think that was the difference, even when it was, you know, some poor execution and some missed shots, and they kept playing defense, and they really believed they were going to win. You know, I can't say we were there a few weeks ago with that. So now we've got to build on this and keep moving forward because it's going to keep getting tougher.
Candace, 6 steals on the game. You guys played tenacious defense throughout. Talk about the plan defensively and how you executed it.
Actually, I was supposed to start out on 30, and then Andy came in. That was a big help. So me playing off, not on the shooter, it makes it easier for me to get my hand and get steps. Because when I'm playing a shooter, I can't take off. And the whole team just talking and like telling me where to be. That's why I get most of my steals, because the team talks to me, tells me where to be. Tay pushes me sometimes if I'm not in the right place. Believe me, it's not me. It's not me.
Shante, now 4-game winning streak. How are you guys going to keep up the momentum in the conference play?
Continue getting better. You know, going back to practice, get back ready for our next game, which is Georgia. Yep, Georgia State.
It's good that they don't know, because the most important game is always the next game.
Yes. So now this game's over with. Now I'm going to move on to the next one.
Coach, the free throw shooting was so good the other day. A little tougher today. What do you do? How do you address that?
I would like to have that answer as the one right here putting her head down. I mean, there's days that like the day we had great free throw in the last game, we were not shooting very well in practice, and this week we've been shooting better in practice with free throws, and you know, so I mean, come on, we know what it is. We just got to get over this hurdle. I told them to quit looking at the scoreboard. Don't worry about, you know, and it's pressure, and it's people being in this position to play. Some of the people on the floor today was their first like a lot of minutes playing conference. So these are the things that, you know, that I know goes on because I was a player, you know, and making shots under pressure, you know, relying on your muscle memory, getting the squirrels out of your head, and, you know, stuff like that, you know. So we got some marbles for them in case they lose the marbles. They lose their marbles, so we got some marbles in the locker room. So we have a contingency plan for everything. So, you know, it's that I shoot free throws every day. We do, you know, so many. We do more things in shooting free throws than I ever have before. You know, I got in some drills from Pat Summit and some things that I never did as a player, and, you know, pressure free throws. So, you know, we just gotta every game we win, and we're gonna make them the next game, and just focus on that, because there's not a secret. There's not a secret recipe, especially with this group.
Thank you.